Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
Montario Hardesty's career in college with Tennessee was one of hard work and dedication, and it paid off this offseason as he went in the second round of the draft to the Cleveland Browns. So far in OTAs, Coach Mangini has raved about Montario Hardesty, and I think that's legit. This guy was a pretty decent running back in college. He is a hard worker, and he does seem to be able to pick up the offense well. That's one thing that they are saying about him right now, is that he's really matured very fastly for their team right now, and that is really gashing Jerome Harrison's fantasy value, as he was a guy that was just a darling at the end of the last season. Obviously, he had that huge game against the Chiefs when basically nobody had him in any fantasy league on the world and the planet. But he had that great game. But he did come back the last two games of the season and put up really nice days. And it looked like, hey, maybe this guy's going to be the starter after all for Cleveland. Well, they went out and got Montario. He's going to fill that role that was left behind by Jamal Lewis. And that really was why a guy like Harrison was getting that opportunity there maybe towards the end of the season. It only makes sense that they would have a guy like Hardesty to go with Harrison, because Harrison, he's a little bit undersized, and I just don't think he is a true feature back type running back. I'm sorry. He put a little stretch together at the end of the year, but I've seen other guys, Liddell Betts, I've seen a bunch of other running backs do that kind of thing and yet not be the productive feature back ever in their careers. So with a guy like Harrison, I think we're just going to have to label it out as that he's going to be in a running back committee with this Hardesty kid. I think that is very legit. Hardesty should be the goal line back on this team. He's much bigger and physicaler than a guy like Harrison, so it just projects out that he should do more of the inside running for this team. I think Harrison's still a good little running back. He's just not going to give you what I think maybe some people are hoping he can dish out this season. So keep those things in mind. Right now with Hardesty, I think he might be worth holding on to on your team. They have a decent little offensive line there in Cleveland. Obviously, they have an atrocious passing game, but if their defense can pick it up to some degree, then that's going to give them more opportunities to run the football and be productive in that way. And if something should happen to Harrison, I think Hardesty will be the guy that maybe people are talking about as the guy that is breaking loose on this team as opposed to Harrison a year ago.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy